Right, let's try this. As I mentioned, I'm neither left wing or right wing. I'm not left woke. I'm not far right. I'm in the middle. But I voted Brexit. Yeah, and one of the reasons I voted Brexit is because I'm sick. I'm sick of the way that the British get treated by Europe. Now, we helped save Europe twice in two world wars. Yeah. Basically, the British government financed the world wars for the whole of Europe. We borrowed heavily, and I mean really borrowed heavily off the Americans. Yeah. And it weren't even a good deal. Yeah. The Americans took advantage knowing that we needed the money. Yeah. And they stuck us up the arse with some really bad rates. And we borrowed heavily. And neither France, Greece, or any other European country has paid back the debt that they owe us financially what we lent them. We lent them money to get themselves back on the feet, feed their people and everything. But we had to borrow that money because we had no money. At the end of World War II, we was bankrupt. Yeah? World War One took all our money. And then World War II, we didn't think, oh, we can't enter this because we can't afford it. No, we have morals. We went and borrowed the money. Yeah? And we lent the money to France, Belgium, Greece. We defended them with our people. We lost over 1 million men in them wars. Yeah? I was lucky. My two granddads came back. Many people at my age, their granddads didn't come back. I'm an army veteran, and it's coming down to around the Remembrance Day. But we also got to remember what a raw deal we got out of this. Parts of our empire that we had disappeared after that because we didn't have the money to service our own empire. We didn't have the money to service our own country. We didn't have the money to feed our own people. We had to keep rationing going because we just didn't have any money. But the Americans still wanted us to pay back the money. And it took us until 2006 to pay back the money that we owed the Americans. But we paid back every single cent. Yeah? Now, the likes of Germany and Japan, who were the enemies, yeah, they got rebuilt by American aid. Yeah? And France got their debts written off. But we didn't get nothing. We didn't even get debt relief. Yeah? We had to borrow, I think it's in 1946, we borrowed a significant amount of money off the Americans so that we didn't actually go bankrupt. Yeah? And they really stuck us. I don't class the Americans as a great ally because they have hurt us financially. Yeah? They became the world superpower because they made us bankrupt. Because they knew that we would keep borrowing and borrowing to save Europe. And what have Europe done to us? When they started with European unions and everything like that, they didn't want the British in. They didn't want us in the European Union. The French were fighting hand and tooth to not let us join the European Union. But we fought with blood. We fought with everything we had to save their country. But they didn't want us to be part of their union. Now, what has that got to say about the rest of Europe? And that's why I voted partly voted for Brexit. Because it makes me sick the way that we get treated. Yeah? I this time of year I get very emotional. Yeah? I lost a great granddad in the First World War. My family might have been a lot different if we hadn't lost lost him, things might have been a lot different. Both my granddads came back from the World Wars, or should I say, they came back, but so did a lot of problems with them as well. I had one granddad that really wasn't a conversationalist, and another one that just wasn't a very nice man. But he was my granddad. But Europe really did need us. Yeah, we stood alone from 1939 to 1941. The British and the Commonwealth. We brought in people from the Commonwealth. They had nothing to do with Europe, just because they wanted to help us. Yeah, and like we stood alone against Germany and Italy and others in the First World War as well. We was there. We came in early. We didn't hum and bum and think, oh, what are we going to get out of this financially? Which is what the fucking Americans always do. They only think of financial. It's the same as what bloody Trump is doing now. He only thinks of what's financial. Are they going to get something out of it? Yeah? We fought in Afghanistan and Iraq when the Americans asked for help. They didn't help us financially. NATO didn't help us financially. We spent what money we did have and pissed it all up the wall helping them. It really does make me sick, the fact that France, yeah, owed us money and then didn't want us in the European Union. Or back then it was called the Common Market. They didn't want us in it. The European Common Market. Yeah? But they owed us money, and they owed us a gratitude that they never gave. Europe has never given us a gratitude for all our dead and all the financial. We came out of them wars. Yeah, we may have won the war. Yeah? But it financially bankrupted us. Yeah? And we ended up, well, just, yeah. I'm losing words now. Yeah? I'm losing words because I'm getting a little bit angry about this. So please, don't think that Brexit is all about immigration. It's the way that Europe look at us and the way that Europe treat us is the reason I voted for Brexit.